Hello, it's that Froggy here. This will probably be the best video I've ever released. Thanks to anonymous sources, I have received brand new exclusive information on the cancelled Disney Infinity 4.0. I have every single detail of the game that could have been. You do not want to miss this. If you like videos like this, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Let's hop right in. Let's talk about some of the playsets I was told about by this source. Starting with the playset from the leaked footage we received in 2019. The Aladdin Playset. Description. Codenamed Agrabah Under Siege, this playset was intended to be one of the most visually stunning environments ever created for Infinity. As we saw in the leaked video, the plot revolved around a catastrophic interdimensional event that caused a temporary convergence of realities, resulting in the Star Wars Imperial forces invading Agrabah and teaming up with Jafar. The story was about a full-scale battle for the city, forcing Aladdin and Princess Jasmine to trust unlikely allies like Yoda, who was acting as a guide character. The environment was a huge, open-world version of Agrabah, including the city streets, the palace interior, the Cave of Wonders, and the surrounding desert area. Mechanic: full 360-degree flight. To make the environment explorable, they developed a brand new flight mechanic for the magic carpet. It was not just a vehicle skin, it gave players a true 360-degree, high-speed flight experience with aerial combat and trick maneuvers, allowing players to seamlessly transition from Aladdin's rooftop-based platforming to full aerial exploration high above the city. This was a massive technical undertaking. Playable characters. Aladdin, focused on extreme agility and parkour. His abilities were built around rapid climbing, wall running, and quick, light combat strikes using a scimitar-style prop weapon. He was the most fluid platforming character the developers had ever designed. Princess Jasmine, designed as an agile fighter focused on crowd control and support. Her unique ability was the power of diplomacy, which allowed her to temporarily recruit and command small groups of generic palace guards, as companions, to fight alongside her in battle. Genie, the ultimate magic figure. His moveset included instant short-distance teleportation and the ability to conjure massive, but temporary, objects as area of effect attacks. They were prototyping a wish mode, where his attacks became comically massive and destructive for a short time. We saw a lot of this in the leaked footage of 4.0. But some things like Genie, the magic carpet, and such were not included in the footage we saw. These next two playsets are playsets we have not heard about before: Zootopia and Jungle Book. Starting with Zootopia. The Zootopia Playset. Description. This was going to be a fascinating playset because it leaned heavily on mystery and investigation, rather than just linear action. The playset was framed as a massive, city-wide mystery that Judy and Nick had to solve. The environment was the entire, seamlessly connected city of Zootopia, split into its unique climatic districts, Tundra Town, Sahara Square, etc. Mechanic: they built a procedural case engine. The core mystery was fixed, but the side missions and the paths to evidence were dynamically generated, meaning the game was highly replayable. Players would use evidence scanners and interview mechanics, acting as genuine police officers' private eyes. Playable characters. Judy Hopps. Her primary abilities were focused on speed, jumping, and using her police gadgets, including a ranged net shooter for non-lethal combat and crowd control. Nick Wilde. Nick's abilities revolved around social manipulation. He could use his con artist skills to smooth talk NPCs, bypass certain security measures, or unlock unique mission dialogue trees. His combat style was more deceptive and agile. Planned but not confirmed for launch, they were also prototyping Mr. Big, who would use his polar bear enforcers, and Flash, who would have a fantastic but deliberately slow-paced time manipulation mechanic, mostly for comic relief. The world of Zootopia would have been explorable, and solving missions and cases in this Zootopia world would have been so awesome. Let's look at the Jungle Book playset. The Jungle Book Playset. Description. This one was visually stunning and was based heavily on the 2016 live-action film, giving it a much more visceral, detailed environment than previous Infinity playsets. Survival and exploration in an expansive, highly vertical environment. The story followed Mowgli learning the law of the jungle and dealing with the threat of Shere Khan. The focus was on environmental traversal and character relationships. Mechanic: the jungle pathing. They created a dedicated climbing and swinging system for Mowgli that felt seamless. The entire environment was a puzzle, requiring the use of different animal abilities to navigate, such as using Baloo to clear rock slides or Bagheera to silently scout ahead. Playable characters. Mowgli. He was the central figure with unmatched agility. His combat involved using various jungle tools and items, vines, sticks, coconuts, and leaning into environmental takedowns. Baloo. The tank of the set. Baloo was slow but could deal massive area of effect damage, break heavy objects, and was the only character who could effectively swim through fast-moving water without being swept away. Bagheera. The stealth and tracking expert. Bagheera could move undetected and had an ability to mark enemies and crucial mission points on the map, making him essential for scouting. Planned but not confirmed for launch, Shere Khan was intended as a massive, powerful villain figure, and King Louie was planned to be a central NPC. All of these playsets sound stunning. I wonder if the 360-gen consoles had a tough time running the game, if this game truly was going to be visually stunning. Alright, last playset I have details about, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. This description is scarcer than the first three, but I'll share what I have. This was planned to be the major Star Wars entry for the 4.0 launch, scheduled for release alongside the film in December 2017, had development continued. Characters and setting. The playset would have featured new figures for the next generation of heroes and villains, primarily Rey and Kylo Ren in their Episode 8 designs, along with new figures for characters like Poe Dameron, Rose Tico, and possibly Supreme Leader Snoke. Scope. They were planning massive, explorable environments based on the film's key locations, including the remote island where Luke Skywalker was found and the planet Crate, which would have introduced unique, slippery surface vehicle combat mechanics. The shift was towards giving each Star Wars film its own comprehensive playset, with The Last Jedi being the central feature for the 4.0 release year. As a Last Jedi hater, I would have played this. Too bad. Let's move on to the Toybox. The Toybox would have been a complete reboot compared to the first three Toyboxes. The massive Toybox 4.0 overhaul. The biggest criticism the developers heard about the previous Toyboxes was that while they offered immense freedom, they often felt too empty and too hard to populate with high-quality content for non-designer players. The goal for 4.0 was to fix that by merging the structured, engaging feel of a playset with the creative freedom of the Toybox. The seamless Toybox hub, the Nexus. Instead of separate themed doorways, the hub was becoming a massive, contiguous open world called the Nexus. This world incorporated design elements from multiple major Disney and Pixar environments, e.g., a massive central Star Wars canyon, a towering Marvel skyscraper, and a lush Pixar valley, all blended together. Players could fly, drive, or run seamlessly between these zones without loading screens, making the hub feel like a true Disney multiverse park. Logic and scripting upgrades, the Action Creator. They completely rebuilt the logic editor. It was now simplified into an Action Creator wheel that allowed players to string together complex game rules, events, and cinematic sequences without needing to learn programming. Example: you could easily tie a specific enemy defeat event to a camera change action that then triggers a new challenge spawn rule, making custom cutscenes and narrative-driven games far easier to build. Modular Story Creator, the Narrative Kit. This was a huge addition. They introduced narrative kits based on classic Disney story tropes, e.g., the hero's quest, the villain's plot, the racing challenge. Players could drop these kits into their Toybox, and the system would automatically populate basic objectives, trigger points, and even generate generic voiceover prompts, giving a professional structure to custom stories right out of the box. Advanced AI population and behavior. They added a tool to assign specific moods and routines to NPC townspeople. You could designate areas as busy market, military patrol route, or peaceful park, and the NPCs would automatically begin performing appropriate, lifelike actions, making your custom worlds feel instantly populated and alive. As someone who never really made anything with the Toybox, this would have made the Toybox a smoother and beginner-friendly experience. And the Nexus, a huge Toybox hub. All sounded amazing. Let's talk about the characters next. Planned standalone figures, Disney Originals. These figures were generally planned for Toybox use, though they would have had tie-ins to their respective Disney worlds within the new Toybox hub, the Nexus. Goofy. This was one of the most persistent requests since 1.0, and they were finally delivering him. Abilities. Goofy was designed to be clumsy but incredibly effective in his own chaotic way. His signature move was his Gorsh attack, a wide area AoE, area of effect, knockdown caused by his sheer accident-prone nature. He was primarily a melee figure using his trademark fishing pole. The Beast, from Beauty and the Beast, this was timed to coincide with the 2017 live-action film. Abilities. He was a true power brawler. His special move was a Rage Mode, where he would become invulnerable for a short time and his melee attacks would shatter reinforced objects that other characters couldn't break. Belle, from Beauty and the Beast, also tied to the 2017 film. Abilities. Belle was planned as a non-combat support figure, a rare class. Her power was based on her intelligence and love of books. She could inspire friendly NPCs to fight harder, use books as short-range projectiles, and her special move would grant nearby allies a temporary defense buff. Cars 3 figures. With the movie coming out, there were plans for new figures including the next generation of racers like Cruz Ramirez and Jackson Storm. Their Toybox functionality would have been highly integrated into the new driving physics, the premium 12-inch line. There was also a completely new, larger figure line planned that you may have heard whispers about. These were 12-inch premium figures designed to retail at a higher price point. They were intended to be more detailed, light up, and have unique abilities within the game not found in the standard 4-inch figures. The planned figures for this premium line included Buzz Lightyear, Elsa, Darth Vader, Jack Skellington. The entire lineup for 4.0 was ambitious. They were focusing on a true mix of highly requested classics, like Goofy, and figures from major upcoming theatrical releases. Let's go more in depth with the new driving physics. The overhaul centered on 2 main goals: realistic weight, suspension, and customization depth. Dynamic weight and suspension. They completely rebuilt the driving system to incorporate actual suspension, weight, and friction. Vehicles would now realistically lean into turns, their suspension would compress on jumps, and different surfaces would affect speed and handling. For example, driving the Cars 3 figures on a gravel Toybox road would result in satisfying drifts and wheel spin, a huge improvement over the glued-down feel of 3.0. Modular vehicle upgrades. This was the biggest functional change. In the previous games, you could only change the color and add a rocket to a vehicle. In 4.0, they were introducing a modular upgrade system where players could find or purchase new components in the Toybox hub. Tires. Different tires, e.g., off-road, racing, snow, that dynamically changed handling and grip. Engines. Upgrades to increase top speed and acceleration. Chassis. Allowed players to change the weight distribution of the vehicle, affecting handling and stability. Advanced aerial movement, the magic carpet effect. The mechanics developed for the Aladdin magic carpet were going to feed back into the Toybox. Players could now apply an anti-gravity mod to any vehicle, turning a standard car or motorcycle into a functional, 360-degree flying vehicle with yaw and pitch control, just like the carpet. This was huge for complex, multi-tiered racetracks in the Toybox. The entire focus was to make driving an engaging pastime in the Toybox, not just a way to get from point A to point B. All of these new characters would have been amazing, especially Goofy. Man, I would have loved him. That's all I have to share now for what 4.0 could have been. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.